Hey everybody, welcome to Build Brunch, the daily morning show where we talk about the latest topics in entertainment. I'm Brittany Jones-Cooper.
I'm Shannon Coffey.
I'm Allie Colbert.
And I'm Lucas Tim. Hi,
Yeah.
Thank you. Today we're going to talk about why Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin got married so quickly, and the reason why the steep cost of high-end fitness classes has nothing to do with money making. Plus, Patrick the Pug joins the table for his new film, Patrick.
But first, guys, there's no better way to kick off the weekend than with some cocktails. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and however you celebrate booze is probably a good idea. Here to make some signature drinks for the table is award-winning mixologist and cocktail expert Pam Wisnitzer.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Pam.
Hey, how are you?
Welcome back.
Thank you.
We love having you here. Your drinks are very strong.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Strong drinks for strong individuals, right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I know you're going to make us a drink, but there's also some that you pre-made on the table.
Yes.
So what do we have here?
I mean, you should always have a drink before I get started,
Yes.
right?
Oh, I've already started drinking.
That's
Out
perfect.
loud.
Well, you're having a proper crush. This is a really great drink.
Let's
A
cheers.
crush on somebody. It's an Irish whiskey-based drink with Proper 12 whiskey, which is Conor McGregor's new whiskey that's on the market, with just a little bit of agave, some creme de cassis, some mint, some lemon, and sherry. How's that? How's it going down? Yes.
Smooth, and I'm so happy now. I got a little woo.
This is
Awake.
actually very good.
What is this
Awesome.
one?
Well, that is actually an award-winning cocktail. It's called Call Me Honey,
I have
and
good
it was the
taste.
cocktail of the San Antonio Cocktail Conference this year.
Oh.
This is
Yes.
really
It
good.
uses
is
deep Eddy vodka with some orange juice, green cardamom pods, which is going to give you like that bit of a pop, if you guys are getting that in the drink. Some lemon juice as well, and just all shaken up together.
I love that name too, Call Me Honey.
Yeah, and it's got honey in it. And for those of you who want to use honey in a drink, you should use honey syrup. So I basically just took a honey bear, took out half the honey, saved it, and then put water in, and now you have diluted honey ready for your coffee or your cocktails.
Oh my
A
God.
nice hack for your home fridge.
I
a
love
good
that.
try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. So I don't have a drink.
That's a
so
problem.
what are you making me?
That's a big problem. You're getting a very special cocktail. It's a classic called a Hanky Panky. But why I really love it is because it's made by an incredible female bartender. Her name is Ada Coleman, who was the head bartender at the Savoy over in London. So she's infamous, started in 1903, and she's like, I'm gonna make a way better martini, is what she said. So it's a really great drink. It's gonna be gin-based. You ready for some gin today?
Oh yeah.
Great.
I love gin.
Right?
Applaud gin. I love gin.
Clap for
Gin,
alcohol.
So this will be a stirred cocktail. Remember, your martinis, you should stir them. Don't shake them.
Okay.
James Bond doing that for all of us. We're gonna start with gin, and then we're gonna start with some sweet. Ooh, this isn't coming out, so we're gonna take out the pour spout. Some sweet vermouth. This is Carpano Antica formula, which is coming from Italy. It's really delicious. So split base, half and half. Also makes it a little bit lower proof, which is really great, so you can keep going. This is a secret ingredient. This is Fernet Branca. It is an Amaro. Yes.
I
You
love
like it?
Fernet, yes.
Well, then we'll go a little extra for you. So
Thank
you're
you.
just supposed to do a bar spoon of this into the drink, but if you like a little bit more, there's no harm in a little extra Fernet Branca.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Yeah, treat yourself. And
It's
then
Friday.
we're going to stir it up. So maybe while I stir it up, if you want to come on over so
Yes.
we can help garnish it. How's that
Okay,
sound?
I'm excited.
So the reason we stir a drink of this nature is because there's no citrus or anything else, and you want that really silky texture in it. But if you say, hey, Pam, I want to make this for my friends, and I don't know how to stir it, right? You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, you want to do that? So you can actually make this drink at home, do the same proportions, ounce and a half, bar spoon, and then put about 3/4 to 1 ounce of water into it, put it into like a jar or something into your fridge. You can chill it, let it sit for a few hours, and you have a pre-diluted hanky-panky ready to go at home.
I love that.
So if you're entertaining at home, it's a really great way to make cocktails
Or you
for
can just
people.
have it for yourself whenever you want one.
You don't need to give it to other people.
We don't need special occasions to drink here.
No. So you take a beautiful glass. These are Nick and Nora glasses, so something nice and elegant into there. And then I feel like you're more like a two-cherry type of gal, right?
Yeah.
So we've got some beautiful Woodford Reserve cherries.
Throw it in
cherries.
like that?
Mm-hmm. And you're ready to go.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Beautiful.
So enjoy that, yeah. A little hanky with your panky.
Oh,
It's good,
I
right?
love that Fernet too. It's so good. Thank you,
So good.
Pam.
Of
I'm
course,
gonna go
my
take a seat.
pleasure.
Something about making a great cocktail. What an accomplishment. It was beautiful to watch that. Really was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are your tips for people who want to make some drinks at home, like do's and don'ts?
Do's and don'ts. Do use fresh ingredients, okay? It's really important that everything is fresh. Make sure you're using like fresh citrus, not the thing in the plastic bottle, right? Do make sure you're being economical at the same time. You know, use things that are in season. If your strawberries are like $6 right now, maybe it's because they're not in season and you shouldn't be using that in your drink. So that's another really big do and don't. And also do make sure you're making things that are for everyone, not just because you love it so much. Remember your guests. That's what we always think about first as bartenders.
Right. Nice. How did you come up with these Valentine's Day cocktails?
I think a Valentine's Day cocktail is rooted a lot in something that you love, right? And I think when you're making a drink for somebody or for an occasion, you got to start with just an idea or something that you really love the most. Maybe it's the spirit, maybe it's an ingredient like mint, and then you sort of shape the drink around that.
Right, and you mentioned strawberries before because that's something I think of for like, you know, maybe a glass of champagne with a strawberry, something like that, which is very romantic and Valentine's Day-y. But what are some other ingredients that people might think of that give us that sort of like romantic flavor?
Yeah, well, there's also like aphrodisiac type of flavors. You have things going from like chocolate, obviously, and you can use chocolate, strawberries, and don't forget even things like oysters. Like you can actually do like scotch and oysters is a really great pairing, and you can drink it out of the shell, and that can be quite romantic after a few of them.
Well, speaking of romantic, what do you think are the most romantic drinks for couples to order? Like a couple sits down, they have like their drink.
Oh, well, I think, again, a lot of it is rooted in what do you guys have in common? Is there a place that you went to a bar and there was a drink that you had in common? Is there a time and a place? Did you like fall in love in Mexico so you guys are having tequila? Or do you just go to a big tiki bar that's like a bowl that's a flame and you're like, you're my dying love and fire, you know? But there's a lot of ways around it. I try to tell people be as sentimental as you can. My friend proposed to his now wife over a cocktail based on something she liked from the first time they ever met. So yeah,
sweet.
and he froze a ring in the middle of the ice cube too.
There's so many new ideas, but I think we should cheers really quick,
Cheers,
guys.
thank you so
Cheers
much.
to the
Thank you
weekend.
so much.
Guys.
Oh, I needed this so badly.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
you.
And to learn more about Pam and her Valentine's Day cocktails, head to Twitter and follow @PamWisnitzer for more information. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Justin and Hailey Bieber have opened up about their marriage in a new cover interview for Vogue, in which the couple discusses the hardships brought on by their marriage and the emotional toll of building a healthy relationship. When speaking on the hard work involved, Hailey says, "We're two young people who are learning as we go. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say it's all a magical fantasy. It's always going to be hard. It's a choice." So this interview, I kind of went in very cynical, like these two 24-year-olds thinking marriage is hard. What, are they married 45 years? I mean, it's been like 3 months.
Yeah.
But I actually left it being like, yes, Bieber seems difficult, but actually really is trying to take care of himself. And I actually came away believing that they genuinely believe in themselves, like they are trying their best to make this marriage work and be the best people they can be. So it was actually a really interesting article.
I agree. It was actually much more emotional and deeper than I thought it was going to be. Obviously, Justin Bieber gets written up a lot, and you know he's done a lot of things that have been kind of douchey, and he kind of cops to all of that, but also explains his background, what he's been going through, things that he had to learn from his parents, therapy.
Yeah.
And it really seemed like he is really trying to be a better man.
Yes, I felt that sense too. And I also felt what I took away from this was that Justin desperately needs Hailey as like this calming force. But at the same time, I felt like Hailey might unnecessarily be tied up in something that's so much more difficult than her life. I felt like she didn't need to be a part of this in the same way that he did. I was like, this is so difficult for a 22-year-old.
Yeah.
Like she's like, sometimes I wake up and I don't feel it every day, and I'm like, well, you're 22, like you've been with him for 10 months. I hope you feel it for the first 10 months.
I agree. I also just kept thinking, oh, they're just so young, and they're going through all of this together, and they're doing it because they love each other, and that's a beautiful thing. Like they're both making sacrifices for each other, but you're also like, sometimes I think growth can happen better on your own, and you can do more introspection that way. So you're just like rooting for these two, but they definitely have a lot on their plate.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
He does admit also that he was a sex addict, kind of.
Yeah.
And also was addicted to Xanax. It took a break from sex and drugs and alcohol, and that is part of what sped up their relationship so they could be intimate in that way. So I thought that was really honest, too.
Yeah, I didn't know his Xanax problem was that big of a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that he revealed that security had to go late at night into his room and check his pulse just to make sure he was alive.
Yeah.
I think that's like, a fun fact to learn that lots of celebrities are going through. Like people are checking on them at nighttime to be like, hope this person's alive.
Right.
Well, especially something with like the pills, right? Like people think Xanax and they kind of downplay it and they're like, oh, it's just like a sleep thing. But I think if you develop an addiction to it, it can become like a real problem, and be detrimental to your life.
Yeah.
But I thought it was like important that he like verbalized that, because a lot of kids like pop pills and don't think about like what it's actually doing to them.
Yeah,
And he was really honest about that.
Yeah, and especially on his Purpose tour when he talked about how he canceled the last 14 shows, and that just sounds like another headline you hear of just like so-and-so canceled these shows.
Yeah.
And you kind of hear that and you move on. But yeah, there's so much going on beneath the surface that it's really, really crazy to think about.
And he admits like he felt like he was being manufactured. Like he wasn't really, he was just a robot, kind of. And I also thought, because, you know, his kind of, not obsession's a bad word, with religion. Religion's been a big factor in his life the past few years. It's always something I don't quite understand, but he actually had a really great quote when he's like, I don't want to be part of the injustice sometimes people feel religion brings. He's like, it's really, I was like, I really appreciate that. It's really more about his well-being, not about what some religions may preach. The only thing I really did not like about him is that he calls her Baby Boo.
I know.
Sweet Baby
He calls
Boo.
her a million things.
But he did it like 3 times in the interview, like, I love you, Baby Boo. I'm like, oh God, if I were Haley, I'd be like,
the vibe I got was that he was teasing her and that she hates that thing, and that he purposely was doing it in front of this reporter so that he knew it was gonna get printed.
Right, because he's also like nuzzling in her neck and kissing her and doing all of these like really kind of like over.
he seems erratic. He seems like he's jumping off the walls, kind of, and she's like sitting there like, I mean, what you were saying, not like his mother, but a little bit, like you talk about how she like had 12 years of ballet training, she's really disciplined, she doesn't drink, she doesn't do drugs, like she's been always like that her whole life, and he's just like, boo, like going crazy.
It's a lot going on.
And you're like,
it's a lot.
And I get why she acts like they've been married for 45 years. I mean,
right, it makes sense to me that he finds peace in this marriage. I'm not sure why she needs to tolerate him.
Yeah.
I trust her. In the article, she specifically says a lot of people give her all this crap, but she prayed on it, she thought about it, and she made an informed decision for herself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, here we are on a couch. We don't know her. We don't know their truth.
I do think their faith is the thing that will help them get through this. It seems like they're both very deeply rooted in it. It's what brought them together. I think it may be what keeps them together. So, you know.
They also, like we've established, look a lot alike. And as a couple, I mean, I'm sure they can share, they have the same clothes size, it looks like. Same hair color, really. I mean, really.
Clothes size.
Like, I think
Clothing.
I think they wear the same clothes size.
I thought you said clothes size and that you were like inbreeding. I see it. But now,
hey, who knows?
What a weird gig.
Yeah. Well, an increasing number of boutique fitness studios continue to open across the world to cater to people's appetite for stylish ways to keep fit. But according to a new study from Insider, the steep prices aren't just due to top quality training and luxury toiletries. It turns out the cost of the classes come down to creating the impression of a high-end studio.
No way! You're telling me
God.
people jack up the prices to make you feel special?
It's like we're just figuring out what consumerism is.
Right.
It couldn't be. Stuff is more expensive than it should be. Do you hear that, Marianne?
I'm gonna go put my head in an oven.
Yeah, wow. We just figured out that, like, why SoulCycle is so successful.
I'm just so glad the scientists at Insider have cracked this one.
Great work, Insider. You guys are really groundbreaking.
Guys, this was all news to me.
Yeah.
Really?
Brittany, you've been going no, she's been going to Rumble for how long?
So I was reading this, and I used to be somebody who like very much made fun of these boutique gyms because I'm like, why the hell would you pay $35 a class? Well, over the last 7 months, I've been somebody who consistently pays $36 twice a week to go to Rumble and SoulCycle.
Say it loud for the people in the back.
I know. I'm like such a basic person when it comes to my workouts now. But you know, everything in this article is true. Like you go for this experience. I don't actually go for like the Kiehl's lotion and like, I don't care about that stuff. But I do think they've brought in trainers and it feels a little more catered to you and you get a little more attention.
I like that.
And that's what I pay for.
As someone like, okay, so when I lived in LA, I went to a gym that was so crappy. It was $25 a month. There were cockroaches in the lights. It was the locker room was creepy. There's old men looking at me all the time.
No one has sex with you.
No one has sex with you. No, the old men follow you wherever you go, really. But now
they follow you?
I'm just saying, like, no matter what gym you go to, they're going to be there. But now going
like
to
vultures.
like vultures. It's true. But now
Are you okay? That sounds horrible.
We don't have that problem. I
We
think
do not have that problem.
honestly, I'm builds confidence.
I wish there was a gym called Vultures.
Vultures.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. But I mean, I spend a lot on working out. I go to Equinox. It's very, very expensive.
Yeah.
But part of it is because they do provide all of these cool amenities that makes it really comfortable that I know I can get ready there in the morning and have everything that I need.
Yeah.
And plus the gym's really nice.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle.
It's just such like a personal choice. Like I ran track competitively since I was 8. So I ran my entire life. I had a gym membership. I would just go run on the treadmill. And then like a year ago, I was like, I hate running. I do not want to do it anymore. And I didn't even know how to work out other than that. So classes for me provided some structure. And that was kind of like what was nice to have that routine. But like, I definitely think it is smarter to pay like $40 a month for a gym and just do that. Like these things are robbing people, but I'm just like a victim.
Wait, if you pay a lot of money for a gym and you take free classes, that's what I do. So I don't really go to SoulCycle Rumble because I pay for a gym. But also,
wait, so if you pay for the Equinox membership, you get the classes there.
Free classes. Yeah. So if I go 6 days a week plus a class, so it's like I really using that membership. But also like last week I was in my ropes and rowers class and there was a DJ there and it was really fun. Equinox. It was distracting when they played.
That's why you're paying $1,000 a month for the DJ in your class.
My entire 401k it just is for Equinox. It's like comes out of my paycheck. That's what it goes for. But yeah, I mean, it was a fun class, and I danced a little bit. Don't judge me.
I sort of do miss like the basic gyms like Planet Fitness because they used to do like free Domino's pizza on the first Monday of every month.
What?
That's the worst though.
What the fuck is up with that?
Yes.
And like, I'm not gonna lie, I would like eat that pizza.
I mean, once someone
work out and then
orders a pizza, you have to eat it.
You have to eat it. The entire gym smelled like marinara sauce. So they're like piping it through the vent as you're working out and then you leave.
Like, you think it's like they're laughing at themselves like we know we're a joke, or it's more like eat pizza so you have to work out again?
Yeah.
What is the...
It's a trap.
Yeah.
It's a trap?
Yeah, it's a trap because you gotta come back now if you eat pizza.
But I feel like it almost I don't think that's good. This is reminding me
it's horrible.
This is reminding me of the Sex and the City episode. I feel like we've had this exact conversation on the show. Where the Weight Watchers was next to the Krispy Kreme. Miranda and the Krispy Kreme, the Weight Watchers people would go to Krispy Kreme after.
She was dating the overeater.
Yeah. And then he...
Overate her.
Overate.
Oh, man.
Sex in the City.
You guys, now
I love that part of the show.
For our next guest and furry friend. Patrick the Pug is the star of Patrick, a film about a spoiled pug who gets passed on to a young woman having romantic troubles. The four-legged friend causes chaos in all aspects of her life, but slowly begins to turn it around. Take a look.
And finally, to Sarah, I leave my most treasured possession.
Oh, Grandfoos. How lovely. She always knew I loved that Fabergé brooch.
My beloved Patrick.
What? Are you sure?
Yes, she's bequeathed you Patrick. Patrick, her pug.
How sweet. No.
Well, she's added they'll be very good for each other. I don't know about you lot, but I'd rather fancy a whiskey.
We won't. We're a match made in hell. Dad! Dad!
Oh. Everyone, please give a warm BUILD Brunch welcome to Patrick the Pug.
Patrick!
Woo! So, Patrick, you've worked with Brad Pitt. You've worked with Julia Roberts.
You've traveled the world.
Oh my God, he's leaving.
He's tired of us.
He doesn't like to talk about other actors. He just wants to focus on him.
It's not that kind of show, Patrick. He was showing us his butt like right at the beginning.
He's like, look at it, look at it, look at it.
This movie looks so fun and endearing. It's essentially, I think, about this young woman who's a teacher, kind of struggling through life, and Patrick comes into her life out of inheritance. And she is kind of all over the place. And of course, this crazy dog ends up, I think, opening up her life in a huge way. My ex and I had fostered puppies. They totally healed me at a really hard time. Dogs can do that for you. I love any movie that showcases the love that dogs can bring in your life. I love it.
I think it's like a universal feeling that like dogs make everything better. Like right now, we just all got so much happier just by having Patrick here.
Yeah.
I also want to point out that the star in this, his co-star, is Beatty Edmondson, who her mom is Jennifer Saunders. If you guys ever watched Absolutely Fabulous, was one of my favorite shows. So this, she comes from like this long lineage of amazing comedians, and I got to check out some of the movie, and there's like a lot of physical humor, and it's like really, it's very British comedy, right? So it's like dry.
Love the Brits.
Love the Brits.
They make good comedy.
I love it so much.
Oh, so cute.
Have you guys ever fostered dogs? I know you said
Yeah.
you did,
I
but
did.
what about you guys?
No, I had a dog growing up. I had a Husky Chow mix.
You did?
Named Debo from the movie Friday.
Oh, I knew it was named Debo
Yeah,
because
if
we
you
were
know
doing our
the
stripper
character
names.
Debo, he was
Before.
quite the bully, and the dog was kind of an asshole, but I loved her so much.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
I didn't officially foster, but kind of unofficially, because in the neighborhood I grew up in Puerto Rico, all of my neighbors are like trying to kill animals constantly. So like all these cats and dogs would come to our house and be like, save us. So like I've had hundreds of cats. I had a rooster, I have 2 bunnies, I had a Doberman Pinscher, and the most cats I had at once was 32 cats.
Yes.
So you know I've done my part.
Outside or inside?
Mostly outside in the backyard.
That is
yeah.
so many.
Yeah.
You were able to keep track of all of them?
Oh yeah, they each had their own name and personality, and they were so much fun. And like honestly, like animals, I think make everything better, especially movies.
Yes.
Especially movies.
Seriously, movies are so much better with you in them.
Oh my gosh.
Patrick, I want to know what a dog act. Oh,
Come back.
Oh, you
Patrick.
offended him.
Yeah, he was like, what? Jump back up, buddy.
can I hold you? Patrick, I want to know what other dog actors really inspired you to take on this role. Blink just when you have the answer.
Oh, he has it.
Yeah.
That's really moving and insightful. Thank you for sharing that,
my
Patrick.
gosh.
I love his British accent.
Yes, who knew?
Who knew?
The Cockney accent, I didn't
Really?
expect.
Yeah,
I
I
love
didn't
his
expect that.
tuxedo.
Yeah.
Very
style.
dressed.
Tuxedo that is almost
Who
like
are you
a
wearing?
Let me
nun's
look at the tag.
outfit.
It's Armani.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Who knew that Armani
serious?
made dog
It is.
suits?
Yeah,
It's amazing. It doesn't even look rented. I think he owns this.
Wow, yeah.
Wow.
His rider for BUILD Brunch, guys, was very legit.
Yeah.
He had certain, he needed only pink Starburst, sparkling water, Pellegrino, like, I get it. Like,
Vegan
Yeah.
dog bones.
when you're an artist, you have to have certain things
Right.
in your life
Yeah.
to keep you
And,
ready.
Yeah, and I know we said we wouldn't do any gotcha questions, but Patrick, were you neutered?
Oh
He doesn't want to talk about
no.
it.
Yeah.
It was a hard time.
Oh, he's so cute. Now he's making me miss my dog.
Oh. We should have a dog on the show every day.
Yeah.
We should.
We really should.
Every Friday.
Dogs make people happy, and when people are happy, they hang out with dogs.
Yeah.
So go see this movie.
So
Yeah,
go see
check
this
it out.
movie, you guys. Patrick, thank you so much for joining us.
Patrick!
You can catch Patrick in select theaters and on demand February 15th and in theaters nationwide for one night only February 19th. That's all from us. We'll see you on Monday, same time, same table.